Last weekend, together with the Acorn volunteer team, I helped to run the National Museum of Computing's Mac and Cheese Fixathon event. This was named in honour of the machines we were due to focus on, namely the Macintosh Classic and the Acorn cheese wedge unit. After a busy Friday getting all of the hardware out of the archives and into the museum's events room, familiar to viewers of this channel as the home of the Ethernet LAN party, we had some fun laying out all of the machines end to end to give an idea of just how many of them we had for our budding fixers to work on. It's a shame that the Acorn cheese wedge can't be daisy-chained, as this setup would surely have counted as the most seriously pimped out beeb ever seen. Saturday was very much centred around the Mac Classic. After a brief orientation, fixers were given a how-to demo by Lee on disassembling a Mac and the things to watch out for, especially the cathode ray tube, which has to be handled with extra care. Our volunteer team had a good system in place to check out and check in machines following triage, and this allowed everyone to get stuck in and be involved on their own machine or to work in groups depending on their preference. The triage quickly revealed machines in great condition, and some rather less so. The Vata battery, enemy of many a vintage computer, made its presence known, and sadly also meant we had more than a few Macs that would not be fixable over the weekend without some extra care and attention. For machines that were in better shape, fixers got a chance to hook them up to a keyboard and mouse, custom Apple of course, and see whether they would boot up. Sometimes, a vintage machine can get a bit overexcited when reintroduced to mains power, meaning that we did have to rush one outside after it started smoking. The dreaded reefer strikes once again. Most of the Macs had only a floppy drive, which meant booting from one of the disks we had available, or else using a blue SCSI device that acted like a hard drive, but powered by a micro SD card with suitable images preloaded. In the afternoon, several fixers worked on transplanting known working drives from broken machines into known working machines without a working floppy, and this got us a few more Macs up and running. At the end of the day, every Mac was triaged, and we even managed to get through triaging a selection of Mac Pizza Box machines as well, and spotted a problem with a CRT at the same time. Such was the progress made on Saturday with the Macs that we switched over to the Acorn cheese wedges on Sunday. These were much faster to triage, as there's not a lot that can go wrong with them outside of the PSU or the occasional non-working chip. Jared had a Pi hooked up to his BBC Master running a simulated version of CFAX, and this ensured we had a proper testing station for the teletext adapter cheese wedges. The common 6502 and Z80 coprocessor units got put through their paces, hooked up to another BBC Master with suitable software connected by Gotek. The terminal software on board the Master was also useful for checking the condition of Prestel adapters. The museum also had a selection of rather more unusual cheese wedges, including a 286 coprocessor which needed its reefers replaced, something I had personally discovered rather explosively during a previous volunteering stint. The Cambridge 32016 copro likewise had some reefer attention as a precautionary measure, after which it was up and running with Panos. The crown jewel, however, was the prototype ARM1 CPU second processor, a very rare cheese wedge indeed, and containing what may well be the oldest known ARM1 chip in existence. Seeing that connected up to a beeb with its custom command prompt icon was a real highlight. We didn't let the official name of the event get in the way of some other much needed repairs, with both Jonathan and Tom on hand to keep us protected from CRT beam collapse. Chris also put in some quality time with a Pauly Archimedes A540, whose own motherboard had succumbed to battery rot. A motherboard transplant yielded some positive results, but more work remains to stabilise the video output signal. The whole weekend went by in a flash, and before we knew it, it was time to pack things up and head home. All in all, another excellent event at the National Museum of Computing. Thank you to everyone who came and took part. I hope to see all of you at a similar event again one day soon. Until then, goodbye!